Hi. So today's video is brought to you by my latest MMF bisexual romance called Before He Was Famous, and at the end of the video I will be doing a reading from it, so stick around for that. But until then, I have what's got to be some of the greatest news I've heard in a really long time. What's that, you might ask? Well, apparently there was a book released last month, which was August 2016, entitled Women in Relationships with Bisexual Men. In this book, there was a study done of 78 women who have been in relationships with bisexual men. And apparently, whether or not the woman knew that the guy was bisexual when they went into a relationship, the consensus is that bisexual men make better lovers and better fathers. I can't tell you how good this makes me feel because I swear to you, from the time I've started making these videos, I've been thinking, what is something positive I can say about bisexual men? And the first thing I thought was, bisexual men make better lovers. But I knew I couldn't say it because it would just be me talking out of my ass. But apparently, this is a book that there was a study done, and it shows, at least in the 78 women that were interviewed in Sydney, Australia, that bisexual men do indeed make better lovers than heterosexual men. And it makes complete sense if you think about it. Because if a guy has been in a sexual relationship with another guy and has had, let's say, varying sexual experiences with that guy, then when he goes and has a sexual experience with a woman, then he has some idea of what it must be like for the woman who he is having sex with. So of course, if you have information how you can make a person feel better, or, you know, not be so rough, or to be rough enough, you know what I'm saying. You just have a better handle of what the other person is experiencing, and then hence could make it better for the other person. It just makes complete sense. Now, the whole thing about being a better father, I hadn't actually considered that, but that does make sense too, because now, guys, there are two types of bisexual guys, generally speaking. There's the guys who, you know, embraced their own bisexuality and kind of identify that way, and then the guys who are still kind of hiding from it. If you're hiding from it, you might feel the need to express hyper-masculinity, like, you know, to overcompensate in terms of your manhood. But if you've let that whole idea go and you've accepted the fact that you're bisexual and you no longer feel the need to live up to anyone else's standards, then of course you'll be more relaxed, you're going to be more compassionate, you're going to allow the feminine aspect of yourself that all of us have to come out a little bit more. So then you might not, you know, very firmly grip on the idea that a woman's place is to do this and a guy's place is to do this. You'll be more open to different experiences and of how like a relationship should work. And your relationship with your child would be a little bit more compassionate as well, because of course you don't feel the need to act hyper-masculine. So yeah, that makes sense too. But there you have it. A study done, released in the book Women in Relationships with Bisexual Men, showing that bisexual men make better lovers and better fathers. So ladies, find yourself a bisexual guy. That's what I'm saying. If you'd like to check out that book, you can find it on Amazon. Unfortunately, the book is $78. I think it was created for the university setting, so maybe it's like a textbook or something like that. But if you want another book that shows how great lovers bisexual men are, then please support the channel by getting Before He Was Famous, my latest book. I, as I promised, will be doing a reading from it, and it is a hot book, so I can't read everything, but I will do some editing as I do because I know that many people watch the video. So here we go. Chapter 1. Drew's heart raced as he gazed across the room. Scott had just looked at him and smiled. Drew didn't know what he should do. His girlfriend of 2 years had just broken up with him, and for the first time in a long time, he was single. 12 hours away from graduating from college, this could also be his last chance. He had had a major crush on Scott for the majority since the moment he laid eyes on him freshman year, and undoubtedly they were headed in opposite directions for the rest of their lives. If Drew was ever going to know what it was like to touch Scott, it would have to happen tonight. Drew and Scott hadn't exactly been friends, but Drew had gone to see every play that Scott had been in. He had even traveled 40 minutes to Rockford to watch him in his first professional production. After each of the college productions, Drew had gone up to him and told him how much he liked it. Drew never mentioned that he had seen him in Rockford. That felt a little too stalkerish. Drew didn't want to give Scott the wrong impression. Drew didn't want Scott to think that he was gay. Did Drew lie in the dark thinking about Scott and the tights he wore in Christmas Carol? He did, but that didn't make him gay, he decided. At most, he was bisexual, but maybe not even that. Drew just liked Scott. His tapered waist and chiseled cheekbones, his smile and the way he made Drew feel like he was the only one in the world that mattered when he talked to him. It was more like Drew wanted Scott to be his best friend than to have sex with him. But if Scott did ever want to have sex with him, Drew was willing to give it a try. You know, for the sake of their burgeoning friendship. When Drew looked back towards Scott, Scott was headed towards him. Drew's face flushed. A warm feeling rushed through his body and he felt his sex tingle. Scott rarely initiated conversation with him and Drew's legs shook with anticipation. "Hey," Scott said, yelling over the din of the party. Drew felt his lower body extremity tug against his jeans as Scott's warm breath washed against his ear. "Hey," Drew replied nervously. "When are you leaving?" That was the question that everyone was asking everyone else. Most of them would pack up their parents' cars before the graduation ceremony and head out right afterwards. Only a few would stick around for another day. "After the ceremony, what about you?" "I'm heading out the day after," Scott said. "What's your plan?" "I'm driving to Los Angeles," Scott explained. "You gonna do the whole acting thing?" "I'm gonna try. What about you?" "I don't know. What was your major again?" Scott asked, searching his mind. "Finance?" "That's right. So you're gonna be a big Wall Street tycoon," Scott said with a broad smile. Drew melted looking at Scott. His heart fluttered knowing that he was the cause of Scott's smile. He imagined what Scott's arm would feel like around his waist. Then, with the help of whatever concoction he was drinking, he imagined what it would feel like if Scott kissed him. "I don't know. Maybe," Drew replied sheepishly. "I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm just going to go back with my parents and take it from there." "Hey, you should come to Los Angeles," Scott suggested. Drew's heart raced. Why would Scott suggest that? Although they were both always friendly towards each other, Drew didn't think that they were friends. Feeling his lower body extremity grow brick hard, he lowered his hand to hide it. "Should I?" Drew asked. "Are there a lot of financial firms out there?" "I don't know. But don't movie studios hire finance majors? Or you could manage all of my money when I become a big star," Scott said with almost a blush. Yeah, that'd be cool," Drew said, feeling Scott lock his soft gaze on him. A silence drew out between the two as both boys stared into each other's eyes. "I can't believe this will be the last time we'll see each other," Scott said, turning Drew to jelly. Drew didn't know what was happening. Nothing like this had happened between them before. Drew felt like Scott was about to kiss him right here in front of everyone. Scott was leaning in. He was about to do it. How was this happening? Drew's heart pounded like it was trying to escape from his chest. Scott was so hot. Drew had fantasized about this for so long, and something steamy happens. But that's all I can read for you right now, except, of course, for the description of the book, which is, what if on the last day of college you had a sexual experience that opened your world to something you had never considered before? What if it was with someone so beautiful that it took you years to stop thinking of them? And what if, right when you thought that you were over them, you learned that they had become the most famous actor in the world? Drew Bishop doesn't have to wonder. When he met the hauntingly gorgeous wannabe actor Scott Townsend, they were both freshmen in college. Drew had never even considered being with a guy before Scott, but the night before graduation, when their two naked bodies met, it shaped the rest of Drew's life. How do you live the rest of your life after you've been with the sexiest man alive? Drew's answer? A lot of sex. Who would have guessed that destiny would lead him to the love of his life? And could his true love be Scott? So that's it. Please check it out. If I'm not mistaken, right now it is on the bestsellers list for bisexual romances on Amazon. The links are all below. But if this is not your cup of tea, I also have this. I've just come out with a new line of bisexual affirmative t-shirts. This is Bi Mode. This is my favorite. But there are 17 others on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, shipping is free. So please either check out the t-shirts or check out the book. $2.99 for this, $19.99 for these. And please help support the channel so I can make more videos like this. Until the next video, I say please like this one and share it. And I make a lot of videos about the bisexual topic, but I don't do them on a regular basis. So if you'd like to know when a new video comes out, you have to click on the little button that says, let me know when a new video comes out. Until the next video, stay cooler, my bisexual friend. Stay cooler. Bye. And check out Before He Was Famous. Bye.